Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all come in here, hit the share, subscribe, hit that Cash App, $ Slick Rick 1991 Son, and our Venmo at BJ/MATHEWS/1. Let's get it popping. All right, y'all, we are back in effect. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers and Donovan Mitchell's, a lot of good content, a lot of good games on last night. Unfortunately, our Clippers did not get the win, 106-105, lost to the Portland Trailblazers. We will be going live tomorrow. All my Clipper fans, my Clipper audience will be going live tomorrow on StreamYard tomorrow morning, talking about the two games. So make sure y'all tune in and check in for that. But this is a video pertaining to Cleveland Cavaliers and Donovan Mitchell, the player. Now, the Cavs right now are 5-0. They're the best team in the Eastern Conference, actually in the NBA right now. Boston lost last night as well to the Pacers, their first loss of the season. And the Cavs are rolling. They are looked at as the best team in the NBA. So, this is what I'm going to say. I got some questions. I got some things I want to say. The first thing is, Cavs beat the hell out the Lakers 110-134. They ruined, LeBron James and Bronny James's, coming home party. But the Cavs handled their business and protected their home court. And looking at their schedule right now, they got some pretty, favorable games coming up as well. They got the Bucks. I think they got, who else they got? I don't know who they got a couple of home games and, a couple of games that they can pretty much win. If I look at their schedule, they can go about 8-2 in the next 5 games, in the next 10 games, first 10 games. So we'll see what happens. But, me thinking about this last night, I'm just like, okay, Donovan Mitchell, right? Let me look at his career. He's been in the league for 7 seasons, or 8 seasons going on. He's been to the playoffs every single year of his career. He's a high dynamic scorer, 3-tier scorer, exciting player to watch, all that good stuff. I've always been somewhat of a supporter of Donovan Mitchell. He's been one of them guys that is not a superstar. He's an all-star for sure, but he's not a superstar. He's always been in that middle of the pack, top 10 to top 15, or top 15, top 20 player, right? He's had some highs, but he also has had some lows. So I've kind of been following him for quite some time to know his patterns. First off, Donovan Mitchell, my first question is, has he finally figured out how to win on the biggest stage? Like I said, it's the regular season, it's early in the season, they're 5-0. If I have seen Donovan Mitchell since, he came into the league, one thing about him I know he starts very fast. He started fast coming into the league, getting to past the first round in his first season, getting past the Oklahoma City Thunder and Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. That trio they built to try to, compete for a title. That series, the Jazz beat them in 6 games, and Donovan Mitchell was in the center of it and was able to lead them to the second round against Houston, when they eventually lost. He's been to 2 second-round appearances, but he's never been to the conference finals, right? And I've always said this about Donovan Mitchell. He started off too fast. Usually when you have a player as a rookie coming in, especially somebody of his caliber who wasn't a high draft pick, who wasn't somebody that was considered as a lottery pick, they have to see someone have to at least get acclimated to the NBA. Donovan Mitchell said, nah, I'm going to go straight into it. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get busy with it, right? He came in as a defensive specialist out of Louisville. That's what he was. I think he was an all-defensive team player in the ACC. So he didn't come in as a star, right? So when you look at that and you look at, just the draft he came in, what he accomplished when he came out the gate wasn't supposed to happen. And since then, he's always just kind of been in that middle of the pack, players list. He's always been just a guy who's been exciting to watch, regular season player, averaging between 25 to 28 points a game. Been consistent into the playoffs every single year. Not a playoff choker, not a playoff person. He doesn't perform, but he just doesn't get his teams past the hump. And it's always something where he faces a team, either that he just simply, they get beat by a lower team that they're not supposed to get beat by, or he gets dominated, or he gets, outplayed by a player, mano a mano. You look at, 2021, what happened against the Clippers. They had it on a silver platter with the Jazz being the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, right? They facing Paul George. With no Kawhi Leonard, Paul George proves to be himself better in that series and gets his revenge out of the first season when they faced OKC. Let's look at 2022, when they faced the Jazz, his last season with the Jazz. He faces them, and he loses to them the first 3 games without Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson being there. That's another series where you should have probably won that series because you had the upper hand for 3 straight games. You didn't get the job done. You look at 2023, obviously, you get beat by the New York Knicks and Jalen Brunson again in 5 games. You get gentlemen swept. Now, I don't think his focus was there, but this is why I'm telling y'all, his career has been basically really, really great in the regular season, getting into the playoffs every single year, and then going into the postseason and end up losing, early in the playoffs or to a team that he ain't supposed to lose to. That's been his career. Now that you are in your 8th season, I'm seeing the Cavs are 5-0 again. I'm not highly surprised. I'm expecting this, but I want to see what happens in April and May and June. Can Donovan Mitchell finally get over the hump and get to the NBA Finals or get to the conference finals? Last year, he didn't get the opportunity, getting hurt against Boston, right? So, that was opportunity missed. But this year, Cleveland has a great front court. They saw it last night. Anthony Davis has been tearing the league up, but yesterday he couldn't really get off. Every time AD faces the Cavs bigs, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, he seems to always, for whatever reason, just can't, be that same AD. The coward comes out of him when he faces those 2 bigs, real bigs. So you got the front court. You have a very, very good point guard in Darius Garland who can give you the basketball. And if you, Donovan Mitchell, you coming in talking about you want to prove you're a top 10 player, then you have everything that you need. You got bench players. You got, Max Strus. You got Caleb LeVert. You got, Isaac Okoro. I think he's the starting small forward. You got a lot of good pieces on Cleveland where you can make things work, and you got J.B. Bickerstaff out of there, right? According to sources, J.B. Bickerstaff kind of rubbed a lot of these players, the Cavs, over the wrong way. I know that by a personal note. Somebody personally told me that. They tried to, J.B. Bickerstaff tried to make the players not wear hoodies and warm-up lines, rubbed a lot of the new players the wrong way. So you got him out the way. So it's time for you to prove you got everything that you need. Right? I've always liked Donovan Mitchell. I've always liked his game. I liked his competitiveness. He's a very competitive player, very fiery player. But it's like my homeboy said, he always comes up short. So now I'm gonna need Donovan Mitchell to prove that he's on that level, because nobody was looking for Cleveland this year. Everybody said in the Eastern Conference is Boston, Philly, or New York. Those are the top 3 seeds, and they even squeezed Orlando in there before Cleveland. People have written Cleveland off before the season even started because they understand, to be quite honest with you want to be honest, it's because they know Donovan Mitchell's patterns like I do. Start strong in the season, or he's a regular season team, and then when the playoffs come, they end up going home early. So this could be his revenge year, and this could be the year that people are not looking for him, where he can actually come out of nowhere, right? But and another thing too, he is better than a lot of y'all favorite players individually. I've said this before. I think he's better than Ja Morant. People were talking about Ja Morant this, Ja Morant that. I said he's better than Ja Morant. I say he's better than Anthony Edwards. Much as I love Anthony Edwards, bro, again, these one-hit wonders y'all keep praising, these players that really just came into the league and we ain't had no real sustained success over a period of time, y'all can't keep putting them over guys who have proven over year in and year out that they have been consistently going to the playoffs every year. Yeah, anybody can get to the playoffs one year and then just come out of nowhere, but can you do it over and over where it comes off you being consistent? A lot of them can't do it. SGA is coming to the party. I would think, this is his year to prove that he's better than a lot of people, but I'm not on the train of just ranking guys higher than them just because the media told me to. Donovan Mitchell has been a guy in the playoffs year in and year out going into the postseason. He beat teams and went up against teams with all-time greats. Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, James Harden, Luka Doncic, who else am I thinking of? Nikola Jokic in the bubble. Even though they should have won, that's another one they should have won. They gave up a 3-1 lead. But these are the players that they have went up to and beat. These guys, y'all want to play, just want to catapult over them. And even Paolo Banchero, I mean, I hope people ain't putting Paolo Banchero over Donovan Mitchell. These guys are young and they ain't proven enough to be on that level. So I just want to put that out there, man. Donovan Mitchell, if you like that, bro, I got faith in you. I believe in you. Get it done. All right, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull it out. Peace. Out of here like swimwear.